It's worth keeping in mind that loving others is a skill, and it's a skill that can be practiced and it needs to be practiced if we are to properly be able to love others. So, first of all, let's clarify some of the terms involved. By love, here would not be meant feelings of affection and attachment, such as come and go. Right? And one day I feel attached and affectionate for such and such person because they pandered to my emotional needs, and then they say something or do something that I don't like, and all the affection and attachment is gone. By love would be meant consistently desiring, willing the highest welfare of the other person. So, for instance, if I truly love my child, it's not simply that I'm attached to him or her. That's obviously a part of it in normal, healthy cases, but that's not the only thing. Right? The main thing is that I'm consistently willing the highest good of my child, the highest maturation of my child. So, if it's just attachment, for example, and affection, my child is throwing a tantrum and says, I want this toy that he or she does not deserve, whatever the case might be, to not lose that affection, I might give them the toy. Right? But if my highest goal is the welfare of the child, if I truly love the child, then my goal is, for example, maturity, character building, things like that. So it's not simply about fear of losing the affection and out of attachment. But anyhow, to be able to consistently will the good of those around me, of my family, of my friends, we have to constantly work on counteracting the quality of our experience, such as can be categorized as, say, lower as animal, because on some level I am and always must remain alienated from all others, at odds with all others, isolated from all others, because we have, for example, individual bodies, right, that theoretically can always clash, that theoretically can always be um, or the survival of which can be at stake in relation to one piece of food. Here's one piece of food, my body, your body. Doesn't matter, we're kids, we're best friends, or excuse me, I'm a parent, you're a kid, we're best friends. One piece of food, and we have two bodies, right, that both need it. Last TV on sale, we both want it. So love in true human relations is not an animal affair. It's when we rise above that level where just my body, your body, one piece of food. It's an inner thing. It's a question of self-sacrifice. It's a question of communion with another in a kind of intellectual, emotional way that's higher than just the impulses and appetites of the body. So all of that is a skill. All of that is a question of maturation, and it needs to be worked on. So, for example, I can constantly practice to counteract such tendencies as jealousy, such tendencies as hatred and projection, such tendencies as illicit competitiveness. This person makes me feel bad. My brother, my sister makes me feel bad because they're being more successful than me. I constantly have to, so to say, brainwash myself to be happy for others, to put myself in other people's shoes, to strengthen the bonds of connection that I have with those around me, right? Because the possibility of communion and relationship exists only, again, in that, so to say, intelligible world, meaning the world of mind, say, right? And not in the world of bodies that are always atomatized, meaning atoms like separate and always alienated. We have to stay in that space. We can drop out of it, and now it's just me, right? And that's it. And it's just my desires and my uh, appetites, my impulses. I have to try to stay in that space where relationship is possible, where communion is possible, where love is possible, and consequently, it makes sense to constantly practice that. So we can consider it. Thank you for listening.